I am the mother to two children. I have one hearing daughter who is 5 years old and one deaf daughter who is 3 years old now. So my second daughter was born with bilateral microtia and atresia. So it was obvious at the time of birth that she would probably have a hearing difference. There is no opening to her ears and they are much smaller. I feel they are adorable. I really didn't like the response and kind of misinformation I was getting from doctors and hospitals and things that they really push on you when you have a baby. Um, and surgery was very much at the only options they were giving me, and that wasn't my concern with, a brand new baby. And I kind of was wanting to know more, and no one would tell me if it was an actual health concern or this was cosmetic or if there even was a hearing difference or if she was deaf or anything like that. No one would tell me anything. So we go home with this precious little baby and a lot of questions. So the first kind of people to reach out were Oakland Unified School District with the Early Start program. And they were the first people to call me and say, "Hey, do you have a newborn baby with hearing loss?" And I was like, "I don't know, do I? Like, no one's told me anything." But I do have a newborn baby, and she has microtia and atresia, and I think that's what they're called. And I really had nothing. I didn't even know if I pronounced it right. They didn't even want to tell me what the diagnosis was in the hospital. They told me I would, get appointments later, which was very dismissive and irritating. Um, so yeah, so Early Start program was the first people to reach out. They helped me kind of understand everything from the ground up. And at that time, they actually didn't have a full staff as they do now. There was, a speech language pathologist, and then also some like people acting as teachers of the deaf with the Early Start 0 to 3. Lots of complicated things, but overall, we were like very supported, and I felt that they were our only real sense of understanding of anything. Will anybody willing to break it down to us and tell us our actual options and what to expect and what to look for and games and lots of different things. Really, my first aha moment was even the initial phone call of wow, like someone's finally calling me, telling me what's even going on. Um, so that was my first kind of experience with them. And then as it continued, they helped us. We got like hearing devices, like a Baha on a headband that my daughter wears. So they helped us with that and what to expect the audiology, Ling sound practices. And then I kind of made it clear to them speech wasn't my only focus. And I was kind of catching on that that's not always the case with a lot of microtia and atresia families. And I didn't know how to find that. And I knew that she should be having sign language. I knew it like in my gut. So once I kind of made that clear, I was more interested in sign language and ASL and what that looks like for her and for us. They were very supportive. And I wish that was the case with more families, but we were lucky enough to be in that situation. So they let me know, we were entitled to a deaf mentor or deaf coach and what that would look like. And, I really wanted to go that direction. So they did, they supported me with that. We got our deaf coach. It was amazing. It was super life-changing. She actually had microtia and atresia on one side herself. So I finally felt like, oh my gosh, somebody to help us understand. I mean, the resources were endless. I mean, you could talk about resources for each holiday of signs we would learn, activities to do with your deaf child, what to expect, when your options, your rights as parents, your IEP rights, your IFSP rights, how to go through meetings. I mean, what education options can look like for your family. All of these just incredible conversations we got to have, with sometimes our deaf coach and then the team or everybody together or brainstorming with one and then filling the team in. It's there's no words to describe how important early start and early intervention was to our family and still is.